guys, what's up? This is Dr. Dorian, and I want to make a comparison video about Team Fortress 2 versus Overwatch. So here we go, I'm gonna do all the classes. Team Fortress 2, the heavy guy who can take more damage than normal players. He uses that big machine gun you see, but his mobility is very weak. He can move very slow, and players who are faster, which are basically all the classes, will outmaneuver him and kill him. So that's about the heavy. He's a really good class, but he needs his medic, and this is that guy, that medic. This guy can heal. I also know he can do damage. I think that's with a pistol or something, or with some needles he can shoot. But this is the medic in Team Fortress 2. He basically can heal the heavy. He's basically always healing the heavy. He can heal other players, but if you can heal your heavy in Team Fortress 2, that's a big advantage, because the heavy otherwise dies very quickly. So yeah, here you go. This is the medic for you. This is the demo guy. The demo guy in Team Fortress 2 will shoot with his grenade launcher or with his rocket launcher. His mobility is medium. He's not very fast, but he's also not slow. It's just normal mobility, and he will just, you know, blast you up. That's what he does. He will use RPGs, grenade launchers, the explosive weapons to kill you. It's a very normal class in my opinion. The Pyro, one of the most interesting classes in Team Fortress 2. In Team Fortress 2, this Pyro will use his weapon like you can see, and it literally will beam flames at you. In close quarters, this guy is a beast. It does a lot of damage. He can hide behind those corners, and he can use that flamethrower to kill anyone in close quarters. It's very powerful. At range, it's not so good though. He needs to get up there close and personal. Now the next class is the Engineer. The Engineer is like the only thing that's like in Overwatch is like Torbjorn from Overwatch, but this guy can build multiple turrets like the double machine guns. He can build one with a shield. He can build one who shoots grenades and rockets. So he has multiple choices. He can also make a teleport device. So this Engineer in Team Fortress 2 has a really lot of different things to build. Which makes him multiple tasker. It's a really cool class, but not offensively. Now this guy here is the Scout. The Scout is, like you can see, is a very high mobility class. He runs very fast. He uses that shotgun like you can see at the third guy, or he uses the baseball bat to beat people up. It's a really high, fast-paced mobility class. A lot of running, jumping, flying around. Well, he doesn't fly, but he jumps around like crazy, like an energy bunny. And will try to get into close combat with you to shoot you, to kill you up really fast. Next up is the Spy. The Spy in Team Fortress 2 is really unique. He can disguise himself as any of your teammates, including yourself. So he will stand next to you like a copy of a teammate. And then he will stand next to you, smile at you, and stab you to death, or take out his pistol and put a headshot in your brains. So yeah, he can also cloak himself, being total invisible, and then pop up behind you and stab you to death. It's a really sneaky class. I really like it. So up to the next, and the last class is the Sniper. In every game, Battlefield 3, 4, Call of Duty, you name it, the Sniper is always there from day one, from the first shooters. This guy is just like every other Sniper, long range, long combat, making those headshots, and that's about it. You have different snipers. You can actually use, I think, a pistol as well if I'm right in Team Fortress 2. I did play it a little bit. It's a really fun class, but you have to keep your distance. But that's with every sniper. Now, the classes of Overwatch. This is Reinhardt. Reinhardt is the tank in Overwatch. He uses that big hammer of his to charge at people and smash them to death, but it also has a ranged attack, so you have a little bit more, you can use some ranged attacks as well, and he can use a frontal shield, which will shield people standing behind it for incoming damage. This guy is like the head from Team Fortress, only more tasks, more things to do, so that's one of the things I like Overwatch right now. Up next is Mercy. Mercy is the healer in Overwatch. She can heal people, she can shield people if I'm right. I saw her walking with a beam behind somebody. I think that's a protecting beam. She can also insta-resurrect players, which I hope it's not getting too overpowered, but I saw her heal up, resurrect 4 players at the same time. And she can also fly and float around the map. I think she's really good looking, and it looks like a fun class to work with. It's like a again, a really fun class. Next up is Tracer. This is Tracer. Tracer is a high mobility class. It looks a little bit like the Scout, but she can blink forwards like a mini teleport forwards and backwards. She can throw grenades on the ground. She is dual wielding weapons. And that's why I like it more than Scout. You're dual wielding, that's one, but the blinks forwards and back, the grenade, the planning ahead, it's all looking very, very good. So yeah, I definitely like this class. This is one of the classes I definitely would play. Now up next is Pharah. Pharah is a class who can use some heavy weapons like a grenade launcher, like a rocket launcher, like a shotgun. She can also float in the air and shoot all kinds of mini missiles, and you know, dominate everybody who's below her. It looks really, really cool. I don't know how to call it, but she's hovering in the air and then shooting all like mini missiles out of her suit and then screwing everybody over who's below her. Really cool. Now the Reaper, this is a bad boy, wielding those heavy pistols of him, dual wielding them, shooting. He can cloak, not like being invisible, but like a cloaked teleport. He's gonna be immune, like it looked on the video, and then he can teleport, come somewhere up. He can use the shadows as a cloak so he doesn't take damage, and he can teleport behind somebody and shoot it up. And his signature move is when he's turning around with those pistols and screwing everybody over. Really cool. Now this is the Sniper, Widowmaker, who can also use machine guns up close and personal. That's really, really cool. So it's not only sniping, she can get in those close quarters. She can also use her helmet to look through walls. She has a grappling hook which she can jump on walls to get her positions, and of course she can use the Sniper to take out the headshot. The Sniper is in every game, so here of course it belongs in Overwatch, but I like the fact she can get up close and personal as well. Really cool. Now here we got one of my favorite is Winston. Winston is another heavy class, but I like the fact that he has a lightning gun, which I think is really cool. He can also jump on someone, and he also can go into enrage mode and simply destroy people, which I really, really like. It looks really awesome. The other thing he can do like a big bubble around his teammates and protecting them from incoming damage. Other than Reinhardt had a shield who can only protect from the front. This bubble will be around him like the barrier from a discipline priest. Really, really cool. Next class is Zenyatta. Zenyatta is like a supportive role. He uses those grenades. He's like a robot monk. He uses those grenades. He can be offensive, shooting those grenades. He can launch them with his hands towards players. He can also use, it looks like a healing mantra, which he can heal his teammates with. It looks really, really cool. So he can heal, he can be offensive. He also can go into a special mode where he does a little bit more damage, it looked like. I think this is a really different class. It's a unique class. I've never seen it before. I really like the way Blizzard is thinking outside the box here. Now here we got Torbjorn, sorry. Torbjorn is like the only thing I think is a straight rip-off from TeamFortress 2. This guy is the engineer. He can build up turrets. He can build up the dual barrel turret like we can see now. He also can build a turret with one barrel and with a shield, if I'm right. I think this is the only class who looked straight a rip-off, but this guy can use his pistol. He can be a little bit more offensive. But yeah, this class I would say it looked like the engineer from TeamFortress 2. Here we got Symmetra. Symmetra is like the anti-class for tanks, for heavy classes. That gun of hers will shoot through any shields and kill people. She can also put down a teleport which people can use. She also can plant grenades and kind of like a futuristic C4 on the walls, which is pretty cool. So this class takes a little bit more planning, takes a little bit more, it's a supportive role. But yeah, it's still kind of unique. I really like that it has a counterpart. Here we got Hanzo. Hanzo is like a archer. I really like it. I think it's really unique. He can climb up to walls to pick his position. He can also shoot with an arrow, and that gives him the ability to shoot through, to see through walls. Also, he can unleash a dragon arrow, which will go through the wall. And this is my concern. So he can shoot first his arrow to see if people are behind the wall, and then that big special ability will summon 2 dragons who will fly through the wall and kill the people behind the wall. Blizzard has to watch out. This is not getting too overpowered, but otherwise a very cool class. And this is our friendly robot Bastion. Bastion is a robot who can just run around and shoot things with his machine gun, but he can also turn into a turret. You can let him turn into a turret everywhere, and then he can kill people. He can also turn a mine. It's a car, so this is a little car he will drive. He will put it somewhere in the ground when he sees somebody, and that person will walk over it, so he has a mine who is mobile. Very, very cool. So, Team Fortress 2 versus Overwatch. Team Fortress 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 classes. Overwatch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 classes. And the class, like, okay, the engineers, both the engineer in Overwatch, Torbjorn, looks like a straight ripoff from Team Fortress 2. Let's get it out of the way. I've said that, and I agree on that. The rest of the classes, if you look at the heavies, if you look at the healers, if you look at at any class, I think there are more unique classes in there in Overwatch than in Team Fortress 2. It has more classes, and every class has multiple gameplay styles. Yes, as Reinhardt, you can beat a tank, you can use that shield to protect your objective or to protect your teammates, but you can also charge into people. You can even have a ranged attack as a heavy tank, and you can be there. The other heavy Wilson, who can be very, very offensive, has a lot of mobility, he can jump very high, but he still can be that protective guy with his shield. The other, the sniper, who can get up close and personal with a machine gun. The Reaper, my god, so unique, never seen this. Zenyatta, the monk kind of playstyle. I love Overwatch for being more diverse. It's not Team Fortress 2, guys. Now, why do we think it's why do a lot of people think it's Team Fortress 3? It's basically the engineer. Well, I'll grant you that, I've said that already, but the cartoony look. Blizzard always chose for the cartoony look. That's from Warcraft 1 till now, to World of Warcraft, even to what, they will keep that cartoony look. Why? Well, it's very simple. A game like Battlefield 4, a game like Call of Duty, they're still making new games. They're basically every year they want to bring out a new Battlefield or a new COD. Battlefield is basically every 2 years, but COD is bringing out a new game basically every year, and you see that with a lot of shooters. Because they're going for those realistic graphics, those graphics will become outdated very soon. They will become looking ugly, since technique is progressing. So if you have like a really good graphics, there is still, after a year or 2 years, they're gonna be outdated. The game is gonna look ugly and pixelated. With graphics like World of Warcraft, it's like with the cartoony look from World of Warcraft, it never looks ugly. You never have the feeling you're behind. Of course we're behind with World of Warcraft. The game is 10-year-old, but for a 10-year-old game, look how amazing it is. It's still running on the same engine. So cartoony looks make the game more preserved for coming years. They can release Overwatch, and it's gonna be good looking for like at least 3 years. You can keep this game for 3 years. Look at Team Fortress 2. I think the game is about 5 years old. Maybe it's even older. I'm not exactly sure. If I'm wrong, you can let me know in the comments down below if I'm wrong. But Team Fortress 2 is a really old game. But it's still, because of its cartoony, it's still looking good. When I'm playing Team Fortress 2, I never have the feeling I'm looking at an ugly game. If I go back from Battlefield 4 to Battlefield Bad Company